Good morning, YouTubers. Is my microphone working? Yes, it is. It is. I'm in Oban in Scotland, and I'm going to carry on my journey. I'm going to Belfast, although not in one go today. I could do, but it would be too long. The flight would be too long and far too boring, even for me. The weather's a bit dodgy today. It's low visibility, which is quite normal for Scotland. And let me see. We're going to VR. Okay, so enable that link. I think it'll just enable itself when I only use it for Flight Simulator. I don't play any of these silly games on it. Constantly pushing games in my face. So it thinks I'm some sort of gamer. And I'm not. I just do Flight Simulator with it. That's all I want it for. And I do watch the occasional YouTube video on in 360. I think they're really good. People put them on drones and take them over the Angel Falls and things like that. And I do like that. That's really cool, actually. Right. Let's get myself seated in the right spot. There we go. I used to put music in the background in these videos and constantly getting copyright issues. Right. Everything's turned on, everything's in the green, everything looks good, nothing the caution panel brakes are on. People often say, when you look a pilot, they say, oh my god, look at all that, there's so much going on. Forget all that, there's nothing up there that's of interest. I mean, these are all circuit breakers for a start. If these all pop out, all you got to do is run your fingers over them and make sure there's nothing sticking out, and if it is, you push it back in. It's circuit fuses for various things and bits and pieces, and when you start flying, you just ignore huge swathes of the dashboard and you just focus on, like here, we've got a few instruments here that are important, and then you gradually learn more and more and more as you're going along. I mean, this is the radar altimeter. This tells me how high I am. I can set that. Let's see if we can do it. This stupid thing. Set it to about 40 feet. So if I'm below 40 feet, that red light will come on when I'm flying along. This is my airspeed here. This is important. Can't go over the red line. The red line speed's about 130 there. So we try and stick to 120 when we're flying, and that's nautical miles an hour, not statute miles per hour. But don't worry about it, just call it miles per hour for now. And this is the compass. This tells me which way we're going. That's important. It's artificial horizon. That's the black bit denotes the ground, and the lighter bit denotes the sky, and that's the horizon. So it's an attitude indicator. It shows us where we are. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. This is engine controls, RPM, disc. It's confusing. Don't worry about all that. So we're going to get going, and we're going to fly from here, probably down to Glasgow, Prestwick, or something like that. We'll get the map up. This is our map. Because we always have a map when we're flying. See that? I think that's Campbeltown. Yeah, Campbeltown DB. Tune the ADF in, I suppose. You won't pick that up until you're a lot nearer. But what I'm looking for is Jamboree VOR, that's not what I want. What's this one? Glasgow. Okay. So Glasgow Prestwick will be about there. So we could fly straight to Mk4 actually, which is Campbeltown. So you have one in there. Okay, so we're going to have a heading of, see that's 180, see there, 180 from Oban, 180, so it's more than 180. So 180, 190, 200, 210, so it's not that far, so 180, 190, but 190, somewhere there. Okay, 190 it is. So put the map down there. Zoom it in a bit. There we go. And then it's just a short, this is Northern Ireland down there. And these numbers on the map denote the safe height. That's 3,000 feet, that's 3,300 feet. Where we are now, 4,100 feet is the highest obstacle in this area. Okay, so we're not going to be flying lower than that if we have no visibility. Okay, but we're going to stick really low because you can see the cloud base today is really low. So we're going to stay really low and we'll go as far as we can on a heading of 190, which is on our compass down there. Right, I think that's everything. Let's get going, let's get this show on the road. What's the time? The time here in Scotland, this is real time, is 11:05. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull that lever up. See that big lever that looks like a handbrake? That's the up and down lever. Okay, so we're slowly going to raise that, see that there? Slowly going to raise that, and the helicopter should lift off the ground. Brakes off, wheels on the floor, and all clear above and behind. Just lifting the helicopter into the hover. There we go. We have got a tailwind here, so it's going to want to swing the tail around a bit. Just checking the caution panel, checking the greens. Everything's good there. So let's hover into wind. There's the windsock ahead of me. So if anything sort of alarms go off, it's best to do it here rather than while I'm over the water over there. And then we can just gently put the helicopter back down on the ground, you see. Everything's looking good. The tanks are full, we've just filled up because it's free. There we go. Oban Castle is over there, that's where we went the other day. And of course we start off when you reboot the computer from the nearest airport. That's why we're back here and not at Oban Castle. So, quick look outside. There's our Sea King helicopter. I really shouldn't try to fly from outside. I'd be hopeless with a remote control. Right, let's go. Tilt the nose down, increase the power, and away we go over the sea. I'm going to pick up heading 190 really. We'll follow the coastline for now. Across the marina. Have a quick look at Oban Castle, which should be nestling in those trees just there. In the town of Oban, and there's quarries and things on islands, and there's all kinds of interesting things to check out. Yes, there's the castle there. We landed there the other day. Go up this hill. These are the western approaches. This is the sea. Just off to our right. Atlantic Ocean. We should have the town of Oban just coming up. Oban. Honestly don't know how you pronounce it. But, just going to trim that. There we go. Trim to that power setting. Oh yeah, here's Oban. Have a quick look at Oban. I'm pretty sure this is it. There's a big round folly, sort of like a castle on the hill. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the story is with that. There's the industrial town there. It's Tesco's. We've got this folly thing just here. Look. This is a definite feature landmark. Navigation. For identification of the town, in case, of course, you shouldn't need to rely on that, but pilots do. They often pick up waypoints, we call them, navigation points for position fixes. Right, we're going to get off. We're going to go down onto 190 now, and head straight for Campbeltown. Following the coast and the estuary, really. Oh, we've got an oil rig on the way. Let's get the ball in the middle. There we go. Have to retrim it, huh? Glasgow, of course, is off to our left. We could go to Glasgow. Super yacht there. Cool. If I had a super yacht, I don't think I'd bring it to Scotland. I might do, actually. That's the beauty of a boat. You can go where you want, can't you? You bring your accommodation with you. Same as a camper van, I suppose, or a caravan. But I'd make this into a... I said this before. This would make an excellent camper van, wouldn't it? It really would. So what's new? What's new in the world of Graham? Oh, nothing really. I'm taking it easy. I'm in recovery, and I'm just recovering slowly but surely. I'm doing lots of flying in VR, which is great fun. Even on grotty days, like see, on a day like today, you wouldn't take a light aeroplane up flying, no way. But you can do it in a helicopter. Especially in hilly country like this, where there's 4,000 foot obstacles. There's not much news going on at the moment. There's still banging on and on about the Princess of Wales. And she hasn't said anything, she hasn't done anything. All she's done is sit at home and get better. And one trip to the garden centre and it's breaking headlines everywhere. She released one photograph of the family. Yes, I'm trying to stick with the land. I mean, I'm generally going 190, but looking at the map, I'm generally trying to stick to the coastline, because if you're out over water, you lose what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective. It's if you've got land that you can see, you've got perspective, whereas if you're over water and you're looking down, it's very difficult to judge your height. so you have to rely more on your instruments. The radals I've got there now, that is showing 160 feet, 70 feet, something like that. So if we bring it right down, you'll see the red light come on. The alternator, I'll set it to 40 feet. Okay, bang, there's the red light. See? So as soon as I go over 40 foot, wherever I put that bug, as it's called, little thing, that's I can set it to, I can set 80 foot if I want, I can put it where I want really. It's warning me that I'm getting a bit low, because I may be concentrating on the map or looking at other things, looking at engine temperatures, pressures, other gauges. The red light's a little warning thing that's telling me I'm getting below the minimum height that I've set. And of course as the ground goes up and down as well. We shouldn't really be flying this low, really. But you can get away with it in military helicopters in Scotland. There's a 500 foot rule, really. Basically you can't fly less than 500 foot over a building, a vessel or a person. There aren't many people out here. And if you see a vessel, you've just got to go round it rather than over it. Okay, we can come left a bit now. Okay, so our target is now roughly 180, so we can come on to 180. There we are. Too far away to pick up any navigation aids. And we're too low anyway. Curvature of the Earth, radio beams, you see, so the higher up we are, the easier we can pick these navigation beacons up. But we've got the map, which is GPS moving map. Might go to the rig, land on the rig. What a grotty day. And of course what we don't want to do is disappear into cloud. That would be really bad. So if we've got to go over a hill and the ground's going up and the cloud's really low, you can finish up going into the clouds. So I like to stick to the coast. Stick to where the water is, because I'm not unlikely to go into cloud there. And if I do and I'm really low, I can set the helicopter down somewhere safe and that's it. We can't fly anymore. It's unsafe to do so. Okay, we can island hop to the next island. Avoiding the high ground to the right. Lots of little islands down this way. I finished up flying lots of Royal Navy aircraft actually. The F-35B that I've got, that's Royal Navy colours. The Harrier, which I really love, it's my favourite aircraft. That's Royal Navy livery. And this one, the yellow is the RAF Search and Rescue colours, and this is the Royal Navy Commando version of the same helicopter. Anyone would think I was in the Royal Navy. No, I wasn't. I'm just into military aircraft, military vehicles. Okay, we're going to head down towards that point in the distance there. Now we could fly straight across the narrowest point and then follow the coastline down, or we could just go straight there. It's the pilot's decision at the time. It would be safer to fly across and then go along, but this can land in the water. It's got two engines, so it's got loads of factors to think about. Okay, time 20 past 11, so we've been able in 15 minutes. Feet, red light. So if we get to the point where I've got no land, I mean I should be following the land all the way really. Don't mind flying over a bit of water, but I don't want to be blind over water really. Not at all. As long as I've got some visual reference points in the distance, I'm happy. Okay. So I've got a visual reference point ahead. So just got to make sure we don't drop below 40 feet, and we're good. Trim. If you trim the aircraft correctly, you should be able to let go of the stick and it flies more or less in a straight line without climbing or descending, which is quite difficult with a helicopter. It's a lot easier with an aircraft, a fixed wing aircraft. So you can go up through the clouds, pop out on top, beautiful blue sky, sunny day, with a blanket of white cloud below you, but then, you know, where do you come back down through the cloud, and do you crash into a mountain as you come back down through the clouds? This is the dilemma. Lots of air crews have died doing precisely that, which is why we've got GPS these days, which is great, really good, because if you're going to do any descending through low cloud, you do it over the water, because there's nothing lower really than the sea, unless you're in Israel over the Dead Sea. That's all way below sea level. But generally speaking, in the UK, the lowest place you can fly is over the ocean. This GPS map also gives us cloud, acts as like a weather radar as well, which is really handy. Lots of airplanes have got weather radar. Don't always work that well though. 40 feet red light. Just lift it up a bit. There you go. Woke up this morning, there's 3 lemons in the garden. They're all in my fruit bowl awaiting squeezing. I usually wait till I've got about half a dozen. Not had any lemon juice yet this morning. I'm drinking it for sure. following the coastline, and my heading that I want to be on really is over there slightly to the left, but I'm just going to carry on following the coastline for now. And if it takes me near that oil rig, I will land on it, and if it doesn't, I won't. When you've got low cloud conditions, it's always best to stick to the coastline if you can. Whereas if you wander inland and the ground starts to rise, you risk flying into cloud, and it's completely blind when you're in cloud. Let me just show you. I shall demonstrate. I shall deliberately fly into cloud, because I know I can descend back out of it. And you've all been in fog, haven't you, in a car? It's exactly the same. An aircraft carrier way out there. Let's see what the cloud base is doing today. So it's actually higher than I thought. Yeah, 500 feet. Notice the power change, my trim's gone way out. I've got to, well, we're over 1,000 feet already. And we're still not in cloud. Okay, forget it. It's higher than I thought. I anticipated it was lower than that. Never mind. As you can see, when you're flying higher, I mean, normally if you're a student pilot and you're doing a cross country, you will fly something like 2,000, 3,000 feet, something like that. Right, there's the oil rig, so I'm going to go and land on the oil rig, and I will end the video there and start the next video, the rest of the trip down to Campbeltown, Mk4. The thing with X-Plane is these aircraft carriers and ships, they just spawn, and you've got the choice of going to try and land on them or not. It's up to you, really. Right, we're descending for landing onto the oil rig. Last two oil rigs I've done, I've gone for the high platform, so I'll go for the low platform this time. If it is a dual platform rig, and you can't tell till you get there. So I'll start slowing the helicopter down now. We sort of bring the nose up and we lower the collective lever, and that will effectively slow the helicopter down. You don't lower it completely. You've always got to raise it again before you need it. Creep it in there because you can get blade stall if you pull it up too soon, too fast, too late, and then you just carry on going down and spank into the water or the ground. Right, let's slow the chopper down a bit more. You want to be right down to 40 knots really. Going through 70, 60, looking at the airspeed indicator. Got 40 knots. Still can't see the helipad. It's usually between two of the cranes. First thing I need is wind direction. I've got smoke coming right towards me, I think, or is it going away from me? If I go off to the side, we should get an angle on the wind. We want to land into wind wherever possible. Okay, the helipad is here. We are into wind. Smoke is an excellent indicator of wind direction. So we'll make the approach into wind like this, so we're sort of crabbing in sideways, and then we'll straighten up as we get closer to the rig. And the trick is not to rush it really. Make sure you're well on the pad because we've got a long helicopter. You don't want the tail wheel going off the edge. Containers each side. Already a helicopter on the pad. So, just a safety precaution, I've got almost maximum power there. Tail wheel, our tail wheel is well on. All three wheels in fact are within the circle, which is perfect. That's really good. Okay, I'm going to end the video here and then I'm going to carry straight on with the second video, and we're going to go to Mk4, Campbeltown.